As is often the case in the early part of the year, February 2025 is a predictably quiet month in terms of new adventure game releases. In fact, at the time of making this video, there have only been 3 announced for this month, and one of those doesn't even have a confirmed release date yet. It's definitely still worth taking a look at them though, and we're starting with this. A few years ago, I made a first look video for an upcoming adventure game called Slender Threads, and then didn't really hear anything else about it. That is until last month, when the developer commented on that video to let me know it had an imminent release date scheduled in. If you've not heard of it, Slender Threads is a paranormal horror adventure game with some of the most beautifully hand-drawn art I've seen for a long while. In fact, the art combines elements of both 2D and 3D art with the goal of making the game feel a little bit like a diorama. The main character is called Harvey Green, and as Harvey you'll need to attempt to stop his nightmares from spilling over into reality. As a warning from the developer, this game contains blood and gore, violence, strong language and drug references, so please do bear that in mind if you want to check this one out. Slender Threads comes to PC on the 7th of February. Next up, we have a game which at first glance really reminded me of Life is Strange, and there's actually a reason for that, because it's made by Don't Nod, Life is Strange's creators. But unlike Life is Strange, Lost Records' Bloom and Rage is partly set during the 1990s and follows the lives of 4 high school girls living through their teenage years. The plot of the game mostly revolves around the girls being in a punk band together, and an unexplained event that affected the lives that they're now living in the year 2022. The girls reunite 27 years later and try to remember exactly what happened when they were younger. The game itself is being released in 2 separate chapters, the first of which will be out on the 18th of February, and the second releasing later. Now there are actually 2 different months mentioned on the Steam page for that second part, one in March and one in April, so I'm going to avoid giving out false info on that until it's actually been confirmed for certain. Lost Records' Bloom and Rage will be available to play on PS5, Xbox and PC. This next game probably has the most dramatic and troubled development cycle of any adventure game that I've come across, so much so that it's now pretty infamous in the adventure game community, I'd say. And it's of course Space Venture, by the guys from Andromeda, the legends behind the Space Quest games. And this new game follows very much in the same comedic space adventure vein of those beloved Roger Wilco adventures. Now, this video isn't one where I'll be going into depth on all the drama surrounding the game's development, but I'll just say that it started life almost 13 years ago now, and was plagued by just about as many issues as you can probably think of. But it looks like the final product is finally on its way this month, and you'll get the chance to at long last play as Ace Hardway, a space plumber who finds himself thrown into the intergalactic adventure of a lifetime. Now, there are some new mechanics in this game which of course weren't in the Space Quest games, such as the ability to build your own ship from scavenged parts that you find on your adventure, which I think sounds pretty cool. And whilst the visuals do, in my opinion, look a little bit crude, it does appear to still hold that very Space Quest aesthetic charm that we all know and love. The only confusing thing about this one is that no date in February has actually been given for the release. It just says February 2025. So hopefully this means they're just trying to decide on the actual day to release the game rather than there being another delay. But given how development of this one has gone, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So there we have a quick sum up of the adventure games coming in February 2025. As I said, it's quite a quiet month compared to some others, but I really don't mind that. It gives me a chance to catch up on games that I haven't played yet, and I'm sure there will be projects announced throughout the month that won't make this video, maybe even some between me recording this and releasing it, who knows. But for now, I will leave 2 little things on the screen so you can check out some of my Let's Play videos I've got going on at the moment, and I will see you all very soon.